So why should you study it? Geography can be answered in two ways. Firstly, it gives you an opportunity to open your eyes to the world around you, see other subjects in action, the sciences, philosophy and ethics, sociology, and see the impact of history and political plays for land and power, understand the impact of industrial revolution and high-tech IT explosion on the creation of the world global village, how business and development and design of the future could create sustainable peace by working together. The other way of looking at it is one of David Attenborough type perspective. You should study geography because your life depends on it. All our lives depend on it. As future citizens, you need to see what is happening on all scales and in different locations, not just on their own. Seeking to explore and explain the world in which you live in by understanding the relationship between people and the environment and the processes that make them work together, and by knowing exactly why these relationships fall apart when we don't have this knowledge, could bring about a massive positive change. For example, the disasters that seem to be increasing around the world can be explained because of processes that make them, but also the huge numbers of people now caught up in them. Why does Japan survive more earthquakes than any other country in the world, despite being hit by more earthquakes than any other country in the world? We've lived through pandemic, but why do many experts say that we humans brought it on ourselves? What processes in our ecosystem suffer from the mismanagement? If 75% of our world's surface is given over to feeding just one species, how could this hold a problem for the future? Towns and cities carry the blame for so much bad in our world, but more humans than ever before live in one. So how do these places grow? How do these places develop? And how can these places consume resources and still be sustainable? So through geography, you'd learn to be a professionally nosy individual, looking at things curiously, setting up inquiry, bringing science-like experiments to the real world through trips to Dawlish Warren, trips to Exeter, and drawing conclusions based on evidence and evaluating the validity of what you did. Your knowledge and understanding will be tested in 3 exams. The first, which is worth 35%, is on the physical world, hazards, ecosystems, rivers and coastal landscapes. The second, another 35%, is on the human aspects like the growth of cities, the way we make money and develop as countries. And the final paper is worth the remaining 30% and asks you for your fieldwork knowledge and ability to apply an understanding to a situation that is given to you. We wish to provide you with the tools to make informed decisions about the world around you for the rest of your life. As David Attenborough does say, for too long, we humans have lived apart from nature rather than as part of nature. So helping to create that ethical world to live in requires us to create ethical world citizens to live in it. Citizens able to create good impact through well-informed, conscientious decisions about what foods to buy, what clothes and vehicles and holidays to go on. So young adults able to help the world community create a fantastic future free from ignorance and previous generations' faults. So geography is especially suited to anyone with an inquisitive mind and a strong sense of wanting to affect change. Once you see what's out there and you know what can be done about it, then the feeling is what is impossible to ignore. So be the change that you want to be. Be a geographer or a disaster relief planner or a sustainable urban architect. How about an intelligence officer, a volcanologist, a town planner, conservation officer? You get the idea. There's so much out there in the world that's expanding. Use your geography to make it a better place.